in 2000, I think January, you purchased a majority stake in the NBA team, Dallas Mavericks, for $285 million. So at this point, maybe you can correct me, but it was one of the worst performing teams in franchise history.
True.
How did you help turn it around?
I had this big, tall guy named Dirk Nowitzki, and I let him be Dirk Nowitzki, right? And I got out of the way. But I think more than anything else, there was the turnaround on the business side, and then there was the turnaround on the basketball side. And on the basketball side, I just went in there immediately, said, whatever it takes to win, that's what we're going to do. Back then, they had 3 or 4 coaches that were responsible for everything. And I was like, okay, we spend more money training people on PC software than we do developing the most important assets of the business. So I made the decision to go out there and hire like 15 different development coaches, one for each player. And everybody thought I was just insane. But, it sent the message that we were going to do whatever it took to win. And once the guys believed that, winning was the goal as opposed to just making money, attitudes changed, effort went up, and, the rest is history.
So the assets of the business here are the
players.
The players.
Yeah, for sure. And then on the business side, the first question I asked myself is, what business are we in? And I really didn't know the answer immediately, but within the first few months, it was obvious that, the entire NBA thought we were in the business of basketball. We were not. We were in the experience business. When you think about sporting events that you've been to, you don't remember the score, you don't remember the home runs or the dunks, you remember who you were with. And you remember why you went. Oh, it was my first date with the girl who's now my wife, or I went with my buddies and he threw up on the person in front of us. My dad took me, my aunt, my uncle took me. Those are the experiences you remember. And once I conveyed to our people that this is what we were selling, that what happened in the arena off the court was just as important as what happened on the court, if not more so. Because if, mom or dad are bringing the 10-year-old, you have to keep them occupied because they have short attention spans. And so, I would get into fights with the NBA, put aside the refs, but getting aside in fights in the NBA, I would say NBA, nothing but attorneys, right? Because they had no marketing skills whatsoever. And to their credit, they realized that was a problem and started bringing in better and better marketing people.
So part of the selling is you're selling the team, selling the sport, selling the people, the idea, all of it, like just the...
Well, yeah, the experience. So have you ever been to an NBA game?
Miami Heat.
Do you remember walking into the arena and you feel the energy, right? That's what makes it special.
Yeah, the energy is everything, especially playoff games.
Right, for sure, right? And even a regular season game, right? Even against the worst team, that's where we get, because the tickets tend to be a little bit cheaper on the resale market, that's where parents will bring their kids. And so you hear kids screaming the entire game. And the parents are thrilled to death, right? They got to do something with their kids. The kids are thrilled to death because they got to see basketball, an NBA game, and scream at the top of their lungs. And, if it turns out to be a close game and that ball's in the air, and if it goes in, everybody's hugging and high-fiving people you've never seen before in your life. And if it misses, you're commiserating with people you've never seen before. That's such a unique experience that's unique to sports. And we never sold that. And that's exactly what we started selling.
I have to say, just going to that game turned me around on basketball because I'm more of a football guy. So basketball wasn't like the main sport. I was like, oh, wow, okay.
It's fun.
The
and
energy
it's different,
was just
right? The energy in a stadium is completely different than the energy in an arena. You can, in the stadium, particularly if it doesn't have a roof, it's hard to bottle that energy. You feel it and you see, like I'm from Pittsburgh, so there's the terrible towels and people screaming defense and everything at Steelers games. But in an arena, the energy level is just indescribable.
So how much of it is the selling the tickets in person, but also versus what you see on TV? So when you're owning a team, do you get any of the cut for what's shown on TV?
Yeah. So there's a TV deal that's done with either a local TV broadcaster, and we get all of that, or a network broadcaster like ABC, ESPN, TNT, whatever, and then we get 1/30 of that.
So what role does the TV play in like turning a team?
It keeps fans connected. Look, when a team is doing really well, it's easy, right? There's more viewers, everybody's more excited, and when you're not, it's there's still going to be hardcore fans and general fans and kids that like to watch the game.
What about like the personality of the people in the stands? Like, I mean, clearly you're part of the legend of the team. because you're literally there going
Yeah,
wild.
screaming, the whole game, right? Yeah, it's funny, the way I am here is how I am, 24 hours a day, unless there's a Mavs game,
Yeah.
and for whatever reason, that's where I let out all that stress and frustration. But yeah, I mean, it's not so much the fans, the sixth man, right? We need fans to bring that energy, and amplifying that as much as we can is important.